These conversations happened on the evening of October 13, 2020, at Jane's Bar in a usually quiet town in Indiana. Everything you hear is true and plausible.
Well, did you hear that New York City has changed its protocol and the emergency units are now not taking patients with cardiac arrest to the hospital that they cannot revive on scene so they can focus on those with the virus?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's going to be a whole hell of a lot of people are going to die without chest compressions on the way to the hospital.
Yeah, you know, you could know someone's playing role of God with my life now. Now we just got to hope I get the virus instead of a freaking heart attack, right?
Well, the government's probably hoping for that too, since they can't spend all our money putting us into debt to stop heart disease.
Yet in that $2 trillion bill, our president and Congress gave $25 million to the Kennedy Center and millions in other non-necessity spending and bailouts when they could have used that money to buy ventilators and protective gear for healthcare workers.
Oh, you know what? Since we're bailing the airlines out, you think they'll give us taxpayers an upgrade, huh?
Trillions could go to free college tuition for everyone.
Looks to me, if they keep going the way they're going, not much is going to be left for saving lives. And why restrict everyone when they should be focusing on the people who are sick, whose chance of living could be a lot better if we were all working, providing support?
Yeah, and how do we even tell who's sick to help them?
I mean, it might be a little more complicated than running a bar, but we need a national effort to get everybody tested quickly so we can tell who's infected or not. And it would have to be simple to get it done right away.
Well, the Coronavirus Commission actually announced that laboratories developed virus testing machines that could give positive results in 5 minutes.
Oh, wow, really? That fits right in with the idea I have. Do you guys know that there are 435 congressional districts throughout our country, each with the same number of people? So we could fairly spread out those testing machines to every state.
Wow, it's like the same thing when you go to vote, like.
Yeah, getting the voters to the polls is like getting people tested, like those primary elections. And they said that the few centers they had could do about 1,000 tests a day. So that means, you know what, Teach, help me out on this one. How many do you think in each district?
Okay, that should be easy. So at least 1,000 tests a day, and let's say you want to do it, get it done in a month. You'll need 20 testing centers for each of the 435 districts. That's about 9 million tests per day to test just about everyone in the country.
Okay, and obviously, we test everyone with symptoms first, then all the nursing homes, followed by the elderly, then everybody else, and we probably have this then under control in 2 to 4 weeks since most aren't infected. I mean, I've never done it before, but it's a plan to get everyone tested that no one seems to have right now.
Hey, you better add some more time. A friend of mine who didn't have any symptoms got tested for his job and was positive.
Another reason we have to test everyone and isolate those infected to stop it from spreading.
Which will probably cost a hell of a lot of money. And at this point, they're just throwing money on a fire, hoping that with enough, they'll be able to smother it.
Yeah, but you know those primary election campaigns have paid staffers and volunteers that go door to door and set up campaign events to get the vote out? Well, instead of spending $2 trillion giving money away, why not start a Corona Corps? You know, like the Peace Corps or something, and spend whatever it takes getting people tested.
Oh, you could probably get that done with about 10 people at each location. And even ask local military to help with logistics too.
Yeah. To do that, you could probably hire 100,000 of those currently unemployed for 1,000 a week for about a month, and train them to do simple tests around the country, and start by setting up those 9,000 testing centers for 400 million, and to do it for as long as you want to do whatever needs to be done.
And they can also be disinfecting businesses and offices, or being an assistant to a healthcare worker who then can better manage patient care. Yeah. Like you said, focusing on simple tasks. Yeah. To make that actually make a difference.
Yeah. And it's simple. If you test positive, you would quarantine for 2 weeks. Then when cured, can join those who tested negative, going to disinfected places that have been approved by the health department.
And they can test customers and workers' temperature with the same effort that they check IDs at the door, like we do now.
You know, they tested a tiger at the Bronx Zoo and it was found positive.
That's amazing. They can test the cats in the zoo, but they can't test us. What happened? Poor Kitty was complaining about his sore throat and he had chills.
So I guess he had to be quarantined in his little apartment for 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, listen, I got one even better. A doctor said that her pug Winston was the first dog in the U.S. diagnosed with the virus. When she noticed that his symptoms was that he wouldn't eat his breakfast. And she said, if you know pugs, you know they love to eat. So she included Winston in this epidemiological molecular study at Duke University, where she is a pediatrician, that showed Winston was actually positive with the virus. Unfortunately, her pets, including a cat, A dog and her lizard were found negative.
Oh, thank goodness.
Honey, you figured it out. That's how you come to allow us to get tested, man. You just don't want to eat your breakfast, and then you got to trade your dog in for a lizard, right?
Or get a doctor to adopt you as a pet.
Yeah.
Okay, so after they get those infected folks isolated until they're cured, they should be able to send everyone else back to work and open businesses, churches, and sporting events.
Right, but provided you get approved by the state and can identify customers who've been tested or cured so that we don't have all these people walking around infecting each other.
Wow, it sounds like you really thought this thing out. I mean, you should have been at our meeting today.
Sounds like a lot of work to me.
And how would the alternative of not working going to fit in with your plans?
Yeah, and I know that 400 million our teacher friend was talking about could have saved us 2 trillion, a doomed economy, and lives.
Well, I tell you, I think it'll work, but I'm not so sure that's the plan those in the swamp have for our country. I mean, when you look back at all we've been through, and now here we go again, it's...
And the media and our leaders made it seem like everyone was going to die because of the shortage of ventilators.
Yeah, but if we cut back on the number of people being infected, we'd have plenty of equipment and efforts keeping those infected alive.
If we can just get them to listen to us.